Slide 4, the 11th assumption. As with high ego strength and field independence, the internal locus of control person exhibits greater consistency between their moral judgments and moral actions. Locus of control is not a matter of fact, rather, it is a matter of perception. The internal locus of control person believes they have greater control over their lives, over what comes into their lives, and over their actions, and perhaps even the outcome of their actions. The external locus of control person believes they have less, little, or even no control over their lives and are more likely to react than act. They are more likely to leave things to chance, fate, faith, or whatever. The result is less consistency over time and less consistency between their expressed beliefs and their actions. 12th and 13th assumptions. People operating at a conventional level of moral reasoning are more likely to go along in order to get along. This is especially true with stage 3 reasoning. The desire to be considered a good person, good employee, good supervisor, good team player, etc., can lead a person to believe in a way that retains their, quote, good, unquote, status while sacrificing principles. The stage 4 reasoner follows the rules, hence they will go pretty much wherever the rules lead them. Following the rules, no matter how they may feel, or how unfair or unethical or even illegal the rules may be, in their mind it absolves them of responsibility. I was only following orders is a common refrain. Change the rules and laws, and the stage 4 person will follow them. Their consistency is based on the consistency of the rules. Stage 5 and 6 persons put principles over people. That is to say, the stage 5 and 6 person, given a choice, will more likely adhere to what they believe to be true and right based on principles that they hold to be true than they would go along in order to get along. Additionally, they're more likely to opt out of situations before they have to make a choice that they disagree with in principle. 14th assumption. If you believe your profession's ethics or your organization's code of conduct are an active force in yourself and in your workplace, you will more likely consider, think, adhere to, and act according to the code. Support from management is key, but it is not absolutely essential. An employee may believe in and adhere to their profession's code of ethics, but if the employer views ethics as just a course you had to take in college, that employee may be left out in the cold, or they need to seek out others who are like-minded, who hold to ethical principles. It's knowing that the code is considered important by the employer that enhances an employee's thinking in an ethical manner and helps them to behave consistently with it. The 15th assumption. When you have a high regard for your profession, for the particular job or work you are doing, and you identify with your place of work, you are more likely to behave in a way that reflects well on your profession, your work, and your place of employment. A problem that can occur is when ill-motivated people, when they see or know of unethical things that are going on, will tend to circle the wagons. They'll cover up. They'll make excuses to protect the profession, their job, or their employer. In doing so, they become part of the problem. Their efforts to protect actually feed the cynicism of those looking in from the outside, seeing that professionals are protecting their own while those who are supposed to be served are suffering due to the unethical and or illegal behavior. That protective stance in the face of unethical behavior is really just as bad as the employee who has no real interest in their profession, their work, or their employer, and who really don't care about professional standards. Slide 5, 16th assumption. A person's life outside of work can't help but spill over into the workplace. The response to personal problems, issues, etc. can cover the full range from fear to anger to feelings of being a victim to victimizing others to simply giving up and more. These reactions to life problems can carry over into the workplace. For instance, a person who feels they are a victim in their personal life may become a victimizer in the workplace. Or a person who is exhausted in dealing with personal, financial, and other issues at home or in their life may not be prepared to deal with the stress, the ambiguity of ethical issues at work. The impact is there and can impact how a person deals with all work-related issues, including ethical ones. 17th assumption. Not surprisingly, you'll see more behavior that is rewarded and less behavior that is either punished or ignored. What more is that in time, the reinforced behavior becomes the way of doing business, and in time, everyone forgets where and when the behavior began. Primacy rears its head here again. The thing is, the rewarded behavior may not really be all that helpful to the organization in getting things done or in behaving ethically. Consequently, management needs to be alert to what is rewarded and think through what the unintended consequences may be. 18th assumption. I recall reading in a book many years ago. I believe the title was Made in America or Made in the USA. I forget the author's name. But the statement was that 80% of the problems in most organizations come from management. Unclear communication, unrealistic deadlines, poorly trained and oriented managers managing poorly oriented staff, inadequate inventories of materials, broken and inadequate machinery, etc., are all management issues. The pressure created by these problems impact the depth to which ethical considerations can come into play as the organization creates its product or provides its services. It is the extent to which an organization is aware of and takes action to correct such problems that will have a great influence on how an organization behaves ethically or not. Not only can such things create barriers, but it creates an atmosphere where management appears to not care about what is going on. The 19th and 20th assumptions. Organizations who take the time to train and orient their employees to ethical issues, the organization's level of adherence to codes of ethics, codes of conduct, all sets a standard of behavior and an attitude for employees to follow. Not just an emphasis in the orientation of new employees is necessary, but there needs to be an ongoing emphasis and acknowledgement of the role that ethics plays in the way the business is doing business. Additionally, as an organization emphasizes ethical conduct, it shouldn't be surprising that more ethical dilemmas will be brought to the attention of management. This isn't a sign of failure, but rather it is a sign of success. Success that the training and emphasis has taken hold and is part of a point of reference that employees are operating from. It is the true test of an organization's commitment to ethical business practices, the ability and willingness to address ethical challenges head on, tells everyone concerned whether ethic, the ethical assertions that are being made are real or just window dressing.